Hey, hello, and welcome to this first video in my Starseed series about how to resolve blocks as highly sensitive starseeds. So this is kind of like one of like the special things that I love to talk about. And I know this video was highly requested in my Facebook group, Energy Masters. I put out like a little post a while ago asking whether you guys would want to have a training like this. And everyone was like, yeah, I think there were like 60 people or even more requesting this. And sorry that it's taking me a little bit longer to come down and actually sit down and do this video because there's been so much amazing stuff going on. And yeah, I was quite busy. So apologies for that. But please know that, you know what, I realized this topic about, us being really highly sensitive star seeds and how to navigate this world, and especially the current times with being so sensitive. Like there's one video is not enough, so I'm going to make a Starseed series out of this, which I'm super excited about. So be sure to subscribe to this channel. Down, hit the subscribe button and also the bell button, because then you will get actually a notification every time a new video comes up, because otherwise it's very likely that you'll miss all the videos that I'm going to upload over the next few weeks, and there will be quite a few because I have so much. Like I can keep getting so many downloads, so many insights, so much wisdom is coming through, and it's a little bit hard to keep up just putting everything into posts or putting everything into videos or anything like that. So I'll do my best. I will do my best. So how can we navigate this world, and especially this current world, as being really highly sensitive starseeds? Again, there's so much to this topic, and today I just want to speak about one single aspect. And that is something that I have found in myself and that I have seen in so many other star seeds as well. And when we get this point nailed, it's going to be much, much easier for us to navigate our world, our life, as a highly, highly sensitive empath, as an ultra sensitive starseed. Because trust me, I'm ultra sensitive with everything, with food, with my environment, with energy, with everything, okay? And I know it's not always easy to be like that and also to be human, okay? And then also at the same time wanting to make an impact and wanting to make the most out of this experience. So, and the first point and the first block, let's say, that I often see in starseeds that I want to address is that, drum rolls, is that a lot of starseeds, almost every starseed, unless they're fully actualized and fully activated and fully already doing their mission, they will feel as if they have to do stuff that they don't want to do. Okay? For example, as a highly sensitive starseed, it is very likely that you might find yourself in a job that you really don't like. You might find yourself in a family dynamic or in a romantic relationship or even in friendship relationships that you don't really like. Okay? And today, and that there's so much to it, and we will go into more of that in the upcoming videos, but today I want to pick out the point and really set the highlight and the focus on the fact that a lot of starseeds think they have to do things that they don't actually want to do. And that is one of the biggest blocks that I've seen in myself and in other starseeds. And this is one of the things that can make life really, really hard. And then when we are in this conflict, in this conflicting dynamics where we think, oh, we're in a situation where we have to do things that we don't actually like to do, it freezes up our energy. We contract, okay? We contract. And especially when you're so highly empathetic and when you're so highly sensitive, that can feel really, really, really awful. So one of the first things for a highly sensitive starseed to maybe look into, unless you're already like, again, fully actualized or already like super happily living your purpose and doing like all of that jazz, which is amazing, and I hope that you are there. But if you're not, don't beat yourself up, okay? Don't beat yourself up. A lot of starseeds, again, are in this position where they find themselves in situations where they have to do things, especially for a living, that they don't really like. And then here's the thing, that actually becomes a fear, that becomes a limiting belief, that becomes a lived a lived subconscious pattern, that we keep finding ourselves in situations where we can't really express ourselves fully, and where we have to do things, especially job wise or like for finances, for money, that we don't really enjoy doing. Okay. And so one of the biggest, the mind block, or like block in general for a starseed is and obviously that's up for discussion, but I bet that a lot of you find yourself in that spot, or have found yourself in that spot before, is that inner belief that, oh my God, I have to do something and I don't want to do it, and I just don't want to do it. And the thing is, when you're so highly sensitive, we easily get into situations where we're easily manipulable, or where we kind of like want to please other people, or where we think, oh my God, like on the inside, I'm so, so, so different from a lot of people around me. But I need to make myself fit in, and I need to work in this world somehow, and I need to, yeah, be in this world somehow. So I just have to do stuff that I don't love doing. And I understand that in a world of polarization, in a world of 3D duality, that to a degree everyone experiences that, okay? Not just those who label as starseeds, but especially those have this issue, and that is an issue that you really, really have to address in yourself. And the issue of, oh my God, I have to do something that I really don't want to do, is something that has kind of like been weaving as a thread through all of my life up until fairly recently, actually. And I always thought, in order to survive, in order to make ends meet, in order to be successful even, or like it doesn't even matter, okay, in which situation you are in, but there's always this subconscious underlying thing of, I don't want to do this, but I don't have a choice, and I have to make myself do it, and it feels really, oh, it feels really awful. And people struggle actually with connecting to their divinity, and connecting to their intuition, and connecting to their divine gifts as a starseed, and also then connecting to their purpose and their mission, um, of their being a starseed, because they are in this conundrum, oh my God, I have to work in this job that I really hate to kind of like survive financially, to pay for my bills, to pay for food, or to pay for my kids, or whatever it is, or all together. And why do we find ourselves in these situations? Again, I've said already, because a lot of the times, because we think, oh my God, like already as a child we feel very, very different from a lot of other people, okay? And a lot of the times for us, it is the hardest to get used to this earth environment. And I'm not saying that from a victim mentality, and I'm definitely not telling you to go into a victim mentality, okay? But I'm saying these things so that you can understand it a little bit better, so that you can understand the workings of these beliefs, of these false notions, of these conditionings that all of us have been exposed to, so that you then can go on and change them, okay? And the belief of, I have to do something that I don't want to do, in the connection with you being a starseed, and you actually want to do your purpose as a starseed, but feeling conflicted around it for different reasons. That's one of the biggest blocks, and oftentimes it is a subconscious block because people feel unworthy to do what they really want to do when they're star seeds, because oftentimes we are the ones who don't really have these huge egos, okay, unless you come in with a lot of indigo energy, a lot of masculine indigo energy, and then it's probably a little bit easier for you. But if you're kind of like more on the feminine spectrum of the scale, and you are a highly sensitive star seed, and then this egoless nature plays a little bit more into it, okay? Or then again, we feel that the trajectory of our lives has taken us into these situations or circumstances where we don't have a choice, okay? And it feels horrible. And that in and of itself is often a huge subconscious struggle that star seeds have. And I've seen that in so many of my clients that I've been working with one-on-one. I see it in friends that I have that have star seed energy. I've seen it in myself in a big way. And so I just want to, like, the first kind of like the big thing that I want to achieve with this video is for you to become aware of that potential stream of like limiting belief, of that specific block within yourself, that you keep finding yourself in a position or in circumstances where you have to do things that you don't want to do. Okay, it's very, very important for star seeds, obviously for everyone, not just for star seeds, but for everyone, to do what they love. Okay, to do what they love. But we're so conditioned in this world to kind of like study the thing that makes the most money, or to go and do what makes the most sense on kind of like on a status quo kind of level, of a kind of like societal conditioning kind of level. You know what I mean? Let me know below if this is you. And so that we unknowingly and inadvertently and to a degree, in an unaware way, we get pushed into these things. And I know that for myself because when I was younger, I had to do so many different things and jobs and, you know, side gigs that I really hated doing. And they ate away on my soul, they ate away on my energy, they ate away on my health and on my well-being even. And that's kind of like we're getting into a second point here. That's also a little bit of a point or of a vulnerability that star seeds have that can be used, okay? That can be used by like the more shadow side of society, or like kind of like, let's say, just like the darker forces or the darker energies that are around there, that star seeds with a very high potential can be pressed into these situations where what they have to do goes against the grain that they carry in their heart and in their soul, and they have to do stuff that really goes against the grain of what they know to be true inside, but because of 3D life and life circumstances and living conditions, they kind of like feel forced to do that kind of stuff. And again, I don't want you to see this as a victim. Oh my God, you know, there's something out there that presses me into that, this societal conditioning or like the darker side or whatever. Okay, don't go into that negativity, but it's important to be aware of that. It is important to be aware of that, because have you actually asked yourself, like when you look around and you look at all of the really amazing people in your life, the people with the biggest hearts, the people with the biggest like soul potential, the people with the biggest gifts that are really heart-based and benevolent and service to others and like service to community and to the world and to the planet and to Gaia. Have you actually seen that a lot of these people struggle the most? Like it can come in through so many ways. Maybe they have eating disorders. Maybe they have health issues. Maybe they have continued struggle around abundance and, you know, are very prone to financial stuff. Maybe they are in kind of like really difficult situations in their lives or in relationships or with romantic partners, right? And again, this is not to victimize anyone or say, oh, like you're like that because you're a victim and all that kind of stuff. Like, get out of there, obviously. But it is important to see that aspect that plays into that dynamic, okay? And that sabotages us. okay, subconsciously, or maybe sometimes we were aware of that stream. And so it is important as a starseed, no matter how sensitive or hypersensitive you are, to claim your birthright, to fulfill your purpose. You're not here to work in a job that you hate, okay? You're not here to be in a circumstance or in a situation that sucks the life out of you, okay? You're not here to just make ends meet and to struggle and for your life energy to be eaten away by all of these struggles, okay? You're not here to do that. And we are in such a crucial time right now where like the bubble is bursting. It is literally bursting, and so many things come to the surface, so many hidden truths that a lot of people didn't have a clue about now come to the surface and reveal themselves, whether you want to look at them or not, okay? And there's still a lot of people who are trying to do this, like, I don't want to see it, I don't want to see it, okay? And especially as a starseed, it is very, very hard to look to look at that, because we're so sensitive and we feel things so deeply, and we feel all of these emotions, and it can make things really, really tricky to look at that kind of stuff, or to see that there might be, you know, things out there that, you know, manipulate us, or that are set up in the world that are not ideal for us, okay? And it's really our time to reclaim the birthright of the starseeds, to live their mission, okay? To do their life's purpose, to get out there and speak their truth, okay? No matter how vulnerable or how hypersensitive we are, it is important that we do that. And it is important that we start, because like, the big question now obviously is like, how do I get out of all of this? How do I get out of the job that I hate? How do I get out of these relationships that keep me down? How do I get out of like all of the things that I don't want to do, but that I'm forced to do, and that keep sucking the life energy out of me? Okay, so it is against what I've just said. It's so important to claim that freedom energy within yourself, okay? We might be in a situation where seemingly, like in the 3D reality world that is right in front of your nose, maybe there's no real way out right now, okay? But when you start from the inside and you start to dismantle this limiting belief of, oh, I have to do stuff that I don't want to do. I have to work in a job that I don't want to do. I don't get to do the thing that I love to do. You have to turn these limiting beliefs around and realize that you came here as a very, very powerful starseed. You have a mission to fulfill. We all have different missions. Obviously, that topic is a completely other topic, but that it's important for you that you do deserve to live your mission, that you get to do what you would love to do. It's important for you to realize that you have the birthright to live your life in a way that suits you, that supports your sensitivities or your hyper ultra sensitive beautiful nature, to live a life that supports your connection with Gaia, that supports your innate intuitive gifts and the wisdom that you have to bring to the world, instead of suppressing it. Okay, so we need to get out of all of that shadow, out of all of that emotional conundrum, and really reclaim that sovereignty and that freedom. And we need to place this empowerment belief deep inside of our heart, that we get to do what we love to do. Okay, we get to do what we love to do. And really feel that in your body, really bring that into your heart and into every cell of your body. You are allowed to do what you would like to do. You don't have to do stuff that eats away your life energy, that sucks the light out of you, okay? You get to do stuff that help you expand and shine and glow and rise and do your freaking amazing life's purpose, okay? So whichever words you give to that empowerment belief, I could express it in so many different ways, but you getting to do what you love to do in whichever way, shape, or form that is, whether that is job wise, whether that's in a relationship, whether that's where you live, like in all of these things, friendship wise, community wise, you get to do the things that you love to do. Okay, and we don't have to be like that in a radical way or anything like that, but we get to seed that into our heart and then let it grow and expand, and then the outer world around us has to subject to that inner energy flow of you knowing that you get to do what you came here to do, that you get to do what you love to do. Okay, because the one of the biggest downers for a starseed is knowing or fearing or thinking that you have to do something that doesn't serve you, that you're not really behind with your energy and with your heart and with your soul. Okay, and so that is something that I really want to give, like, on your way to walk out of this training, is that to deeply ingrain this inner felt belief, this inner felt experience of you being able to do what you love to do, no matter what that is. Okay, to follow your excitement, to follow your bliss, to follow your joy. I know it's so cheesy to say that, but it is the freaking truth. And when you allow yourself to follow that, okay, and it doesn't mean you're hedonistic, it doesn't mean that. You can do it in a way that is heart-centered and service to others, and where everyone benefits. You, like, just trust that the situations will fall into place that is a win-win for everyone, for you, for your energy, for your body, for your well-being, for your life's mission, and for your purpose, but also for those around you. Okay, because again, we see so much of this conflict and these conflict dynamics between what we actually want to do, but what we think is possible. And as star seeds, especially highly sensitive star seeds, we need to get out of this hamster wheel. We need to break out of that prison, and it literally is an energetic prison. Okay, and those of you who are highly sensitive, I know you guys, I've worked with so many people who are like me, who have felt so oppressed and subjected to having to do things that we don't enjoy doing. Okay, and it is so important that we reclaim the right to be here on earth. I mean, yes, we have to do sometimes, like as humans, stuff in general that we don't like to do. Okay, but I'm talking about the bigger picture here. Like, not everything is always roses and bliss bunny and whatnot, but in the grand scheme of things, we do get to do what we love to do. We do get to be who we love to be. You can be who you love to be. You can do what you would love to do. You are allowed to do what you would love to do. Okay, this is a topic that is so, so dear to my heart, because I know I've suffered from this syndrome of not being able what I truly love to do, like, for most of my life. And I had to go through some pretty tough lessons to learn that it has to come from inside of me, for me to break out of this energetic prison that as highly sensitive starseeds we sometimes find ourselves in, not by getting into a victim position, but getting into an empowered, position. But also, when we get into an empowered position, we also know what is underlying. We need to look at the details that are maybe not so pretty to look at, okay? And the forces that are at play in our society, on this globe, on this planet, that are maybe not pretty to look at, so that we can understand why we as star seeds are oftentimes in these positions, and why we are, why we people try to hold us back sometimes a little bit, or certain, like, and I don't want to go into too much detail because that would completely, like, burst this video, but why it is sometimes so difficult, and it feels so difficult sometimes for star seeds to really break out of that prison and break free and do this stuff that they would really love to do and flourish with that. Okay, and also receiving abundance as a reward for that, as a beautiful side note for that. Okay, so we're touching on quite a few different topics here, and before this gets too kind of like too expansive, I want to or to expand it rather, because obviously expansion we like, but I will wrap this up. And I think, yeah, I think it's so important for you to realize that things are not set up in an ideal way in our society right now, but things are changing. But things are only going to change for us as a collective and for you as a personal, individual, highly sensitive starseed if you actually work on that. Okay, we can't just expect others to give us that key on a silver kind of like tablet or something like that. We actually have to reclaim our freedom and our sovereignty and our birthright to do what we would love to do. We have to claim that for ourselves, each and every one of us who feel we are in this zone where we can't break free from, and we find ourselves in situations or positions or roles that we don't enjoy doing. Okay, so that is something that is very, very important. Again, I could speak about this for probably 3 hours and go into all of the finer details, but I think you get the gist. And now it's your time to reclaim your freedom, your sovereignty as a highly sensitive starseed, to flourish, to rise, to thrive, to heal, to live a phenomenal life no matter what, and also fulfill your life's purpose, and do that all kind of like as a win-win situation for everyone. And you know, bring that context in as well. Okay, you don't have to wither away, you don't have to be subject to a job that you hate, you don't have to be subject to rules that other people made that you really don't enjoy and that go against all the amazing things that you carry in your heart. Okay, so it's time to rise now. It's time to reclaim your birthright of being able to do what you would love to do. I really hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you feel like this is you, if you feel like, oh my God, yes, you've been speaking to me and I've been experiencing that, and like for all of my life or for parts of my life, I've been trying to get out of all of these circumstances or jobs or inflictions or whatever it is. I don't know whether that's the right word, but you know, these situations where I feel dampened down and, you know, pressed down, and where my potential as a star seed was not recognized but actually suppressed. So this is for you guys. I know you're out there. I know a lot of people in my group fall under this category. I know this was huge for me, and it is time for you to claim that staff of sovereignty of, yes, I get to do what I love to do, and this is not a hedonistic thing or like a selfish thing or anything like that. Okay, again, you can do all of that in a way where everyone benefits, because when you shine, when you glow, when you get to do what you love to do, then everyone around you will shine as well and will flourish and will get the permission to do that for themselves as well, and to stand up and to change things in their lives, and to reclaim those energetic dynamics and to set them straight and to bring that into alignment so that they can as well do what they would love to do. And this is how you serve the world most, by being able for you to do what you would love to do. Okay, this went on for a little bit longer than I expected, but I hope you got a lot out of it. And I'm sending you all of my love. Leave a comment below. Please subscribe and hit the bell button. And please share this video if you feel that there's someone that you know who could benefit from this, and who might also be a little bit in that you know, dark murky zone of they have to do stuff they don't want to do and live lives they actually don't really want to live, and they are afraid to change them. Please tag them, please send them the link, please share the link online on social media, because that is a big one and it needs to be talked about. And I'm sending you all of my love, and see you soon. Bye.